Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play some Factorio. We are starting a new series today. We're going to play with Bob's Mods. I recorded this intro once already and discovered an interesting bug with one of the mods that I will discuss when we get to that point, but let's do it all again because would I remember to save the first part? Of course not. Alright, so here are the mods that we're going to play. Time display, the one with the bug, and we'll talk about what that is, just puts a timer in the upper left that displays the current game time. So, like what time in the morning it is on the planet that Factorio is on, not the actual world that I am in. The base mod is the game, of course. The resource monitor mod, which is pretty cool. It creates a new tech, and in that tech you can create a resource monitor that then you can select different ore fields and oil mining sites to monitor. So it will tell you how many resources are in there, how fast you're mining it, how long you can expect, etc., etc., etc. The replacer creates a sort of a deconstruction planner / construction planner. So it's going to be yellow. And what it is you can set rules for these deconstruction planners, and they will upgrade, the robots then will upgrade whatever you highlight under your construction planner based on the rules you have set. And you can go up or down depending on your desires. Tree collision is really cool. It covers some of my frustration in playing the game and running through a forest, and as soon as I saw someone using this, I had to have it. It is really quite good. It changes the hitbox of the trees to be very tiny, so it is unlikely that you'll get stuck in a forest. It's still possible, but it's unlikely. Now, it doesn't just change the hitbox for you, it changes the hitbox period, so that means that biters can get through forests as well. So much for your well-designed forest traps and layers and what have you, but other than that, it's okay. Those are the non-Bob's mods. So here's the Bob's mod. Number 1, Bob's ores. Add some useful ores. That's funny. I'm going to show you the create new game screen even though we can't create the game. Again, that mod. I already have one created. I've already scoped out some maps. I did a bunch of restarts. We'll talk about that when we get to the map. But it creates a lot. So there's zinc, tungsten, galena, bauxite, gold, silver, tin, gemstones. I don't even remember what I've already said, and I don't think that's all of them. So there's a lot of stuff going on about that, and it just adds those. The dependencies, the base has to be 11.0. The question marks and the fact that these are red, question marks are optional. So if I had the Ditech Core, Ditech Metallurgy, or the F mod, it would work with those. But I don't, so it says, okay, that's no problem. But if you do, it will work just fine. The other big part is Bob's metals, chemicals, and intermediates. This is huge. You can smelt things, so you don't need the Bob ores to play it. So even if you just played with the MCI, this would change different recipes in the base game. Like for instance, you can crack coal into heavy oil. Alright, that's one of the things that it adds to it. So you can actually smelt ores into other things. You can smelt then all the ores that come in Bob's ores into different plates, and then you can do all sorts of different intermediary products. It's pretty cool. Assembly machines is really basic. It changes the assembly machine 3 and then adds machines 4, 5, and 6. No problem there. Electronics override changes the basic circuits and electronic circuits into much more complicated real-world equivalents. The logistics mod does really cool things for upgrading the logistics network in terms of robot size and also the effectiveness of the roboports. Bob's modules expands the module system. It takes the basic effectivity, productivity, and speed modules and adds more to it. So I know there's a pollution reduction one, and I can't remember that. I think there's a couple others. Pardon me. I've been recording a lot today, so I'll be taking drinks fairly frequently. Caffeine-free regular soda today. The Bob's Power changes the power structures, so it adds better electrical poles. It adds upgradable paths for your solar panels. It does upgradable paths for the steam engines, the boilers, and all that kind of stuff. And the last two, the Bob's Warfare adds more weapons and better weapons, and then Bob's Enemies adds better and harder weapons. Enemies, rather. So I have all these on. If you toggle them off, then you have to restart Factorio just to sync everything back up, which is fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. If I play with a mod, I expect that, to be honest with you. To hot swap a mod during play seems unusual. So I will be swapping back and forth as I record, because the other series is not going to go away. I'm still going to play vanilla. So if we go into play and we start a new game, which we're not going to do, you can see how much extra stuff there is. Normally the game stops here. Well, now we've added bauxite, gemstones, gold, galena, quartz, rutile is one I forgot, silver, tin, tungsten, and zinc. I actually did pretty well. The only one I forgot was rutile. That's pretty good. Enemy bases and starting area are the same. I have already created a new map. Like I said, if I try and generate this map, I suspect that there will be an error, and it gave me an error. It had to do with time delay, or time display. It expected there to be one player in the map. Well, the way the map creates, I think it inits the mods before it creates the map. So I've created a map, I loaded it back in, time display works. So we're going to go back to that in a second. But you can see all of the options. To create this world, what I did is enemy bases are very low. They are small. And then I left that the same. And then our starting area is very big. Because I'm going to leave peaceful mode off. So the biters will attack if the pollution gets to them. But I don't want to deal with them before I have to deal with them. It's not my favorite part of the game. You know, will I deal with it? Sure. I mean, I'll show you that I can do it. And there's some interesting tech stuff. And again, it's the new warfare mod, so it would be nice to do that without just having to do peaceful mode. But it's not something I want to worry about until later in the game. Alright, so like I said, I'm not going to generate that. I already have one set to go. Bob's Mods. We load them up. And here we go. This is not the first one. I like to restart a couple of times until I find a starting area that works for me. So you can see we've already explored all of this area, just kind of looking around. The first one was awesome. It was so good, except there were no trees. And in order to create circuit boards in this version, you don't use iron ore, you use wood, you use trees. So there was not going to be anywhere near enough wood to support the beginning game. And I expanded this probably 70% more than what you see here on that map, and there were no trees until you got like way over here. So that wasn't going to work for me. Especially since we're getting closer to the biters, and that defeats the whole purpose. So I went with this one, and we've got plenty of different ore going around. So you still have your stone, right? Stone is the normal grayish, dark gray. Iron is still the bluish gray. Copper is still that. All these are oil fields, so we've got tons of oil at the beginning, which is kind of nice when we finally get to that point. And then your black is the coal. So what do we have new on this map? All of these white, very bright white, that's quartz. The lesser gray, this is tin. So our copper goes right through our tin, which is kind of annoying. Any other new ones on here that I can show you? No, not yet. But there are new ones, and they're out there. I didn't worry about that because most of that stuff you don't need until later. So it's 10:45 at night, right? We've been playing the game for 3 minutes. Now it's 11 o'clock at night. So you can see how it ticks through the day, so we can kind of see. It's going to be dark at the beginning, right? We're back at the beginning of Factorio. It starts very similar with Bob's Mods as it does everything else. So we'll go in there. But look at all the new stuff. So this is what we can craft right now. Alright, it's the same basic normal stuff. We go over here, Bob's Logistics. This is where he's moved. So the pipes used to be in logistics. Now they're over here because there's more types of pipes. So there's copper pipe, iron pipe, and stone pipe. Now I'm not an expert in this. I haven't been playing a lot of Bob's Mods. I've seen a lot of it played, but we're going to discover a lot of this stuff together. So I'm pretty good at reading different things and figuring things out. But so here we go. Size 5, size 10, size 20. So much like in the real world, if you will, when you have a smaller pipe, the fluids will flow faster. And apparently fluid dynamics is much improved in Bob's Mods, and this will matter. This will make a difference. So the different types of pipes will do different things. Underground distance 10, underground distance 10, underground distance 10. That will not be the same for all the different types we can create. So for now, this is it, but there will be more. Production, all this stuff looks the same, but there will be many other different types of furnaces. There'll be more steam engines, there'll be more boilers, and more weapons and axes and stuff like that. The intermediary products, already you can see some new ones. This is just what we have unlocked so far that we have at the basic research. Wood is the same. Iron, copper plate, and stone brick is all the same. This is all that the same. Now here's something new. Purple alien artifact. To create big purple alien artifact, you need 25 small purple alien artifacts. So the aliens are going to drop all different colors in large and small varieties. So we can craft all of those things. Bob's materials. So far all we know how to do is process resin, which we're going to need to make the boards from raw wood. No, actually we don't use that for the boards. Resin is used for advanced circuits. We know how to make tin plate, which is in any of these things there. So you can see I can't move the mouse, it'll change the tooltip, but the top 3, those are our normal ones, the normal furnace, the steel furnace, and the electric furnace. Well, then there's 4 different types of electric furnaces and an additional type of stone furnace. So we're going to need stone beyond just the beginning game, which is nice. Silver plate, of course, needs silver ore. Lead plate, which needs lead ore, which you get from Galena. It gives you lead and nickel, I think, which is not the exact real-world equivalent, but, that's all right. We can make glass out of quartz, and then rubber, which you make out of resin. So I think that's all pretty cool. Then there's even more, right? So normal intermediary products, Bob's intermediary products. So we've got tin to copper wire, which is copper wire and tin plate. Insulated wire, which is rubber and tin copper wire. So you can see how they're going to start building. This will be a very complicated game. We've got the wooden board here, which is actually the typical wood plus a wooden board. Then to get a basic circuit board, which are green circuits, you need a wooden board and 3 copper cables. So this is the same formula as our green basic circuits. It's just using wood instead of plates. So you need the wooden board, which would be the iron ore, turned into wooden board. So you need wood, which would be the iron ore, turned into wooden boards, which would be like iron ore turned into iron plates, and then it's 1 plate for 3 copper cables. So we can use the same ratio we've already used for machines and stuff. It's very nice. RoboPort Antenna Array Mark 1. No idea. RoboPort Charging Pad Mark 1, and a RoboPort Hatch Door Mark 1. So I'm thinking that when we create RoboPorts, it'll have various versions of these RoboPort parts. So the antenna, I'm sure, affects the range. The charging pad, probably how much can charge at once. And then the hatch door, probably how many can come in at once. I don't know. We'll find out. Basic combat just to begin with. And then all of Bob's gemstones. So sort raw gems will actually take your unsorted gemstone ore and turn it into those different products, which we have rubies, sapphires, emeralds, amethyst, topaz, and diamonds. So, hey, not bad, right? Cool. Those are all the things we can craft. Let's play. And if you're curious of how much stuff is in the game, allow me to try and set one of these to store something. This is all the filter stuff. Like, I could select any of this stuff to be filtered in. Okay? So, here's all your normal chests and that. Your normal belts, no problem. Your normal inserters, all of a sudden we have different inserters, right? Long-handed burner inserters, so we've got both of those now. You have to kind of look, the feet are the burners, and then the long arm. Then you have the normal inserter, long-handed inserter, fast near-handed inserter, which is interesting. So the inserters take from the far side of the belt, generally. A fast near-handed inserter takes from that side of the belt, the close side. So it just kind of balances things out. It will take from the near side, but it'll always favor the long side. So now you can kind of have a little of both. Normal fast inserter, we have a fast far-handed inserter, which is very good. We have a fast long-handed inserter. Smart near inserter, smart standard in far inserter. I don't understand that. Smart standard in long inserter. Smart long in near inserter. Smart long in standard. I mean, all of these different things, I'm not entirely certain what they're going to do, but we're going to play with them. There's your normal medium electric pole. There's your Mark II. So the wire reach is longer, and the supply area is bigger. Same thing here. We've got a bigger supply area, a longer reach, and then another bigger supply area and a longer reach. So this is at 13 by 13. That's almost to, where's your basic substation? Oh, it's up here. That's almost your basic substation, which is 14 by 14. Here we've got a supply area of 40 by 40, but it's the wire reach that matters through electric poles. Here we're going to get a 40, 50, and 60 wire reach. That's just insane. And the max health goes up as you do. Substation wire reach of 14, but it's 14 by 14, now 20 by 20, 26 by 26, and 32 by 32. Very, very nice. Same pump, that doesn't go anywhere. You got the same train parts, those don't change. You got the same car. You have a robotic attack drone and a tank. So the robotic attack drone, I'm not entirely certain what it does. We'll find out. And then you have the same normal ones of those. All right. So then you come up here. These are even more logistics inserters. So these are express inserters. They're even faster than fast. All right. So we have another level. Then we have faster transport belt and extremely fast transport belt. So we've got 5 levels of belt to deal with now. Amazing. Then these are all your pipes. Copper, iron, stone. Bronze is a size 5. Steel is size 10. Plastic is size 20. Brass is size 5. Titanium is size 10. Ceramic is size 20. Tungsten is size 10. And then they each have underground distance differences too. You can just stumble over that. So now here's where you can actually get better locomotives. So you still have 3 diesel locomotives. One of them is actually armored, which is nice. So the max health is 5,000 compared to these. Energy consumption is higher, of course, because we're getting heavier stuff going on. But this one, for whatever reason, is not. Then you have different types of cargo wagons. I assume they're just different sizes. And then the armored one. Different types of robots. So logistic robots Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. And then construction robot Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. So they use lower energy consumption, basically. And they charge more efficiently. Here we've got logistic zone expanders, so you don't have to create roboports, which is kind of nice. And then it goes on there. Oh, actually, no. I take that back. This actually goes onto a roboport. Charging point Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, and then large robot charging point Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. Robo chest, which I'm not entirely certain what they do. And then different robo ports to make things even better. So check all that out, right? Oh, plus different fluid storage tanks. Basically just different sizes. We're just going to go through all these. I mean, this will be the first episode. Just look at what's in Bob's Mods, and we'll talk about all that. So here are all the different axes. Iron and steel, we know. We can create brass, which does 10 physical damage. So we can see it just goes faster. It's twice as good as the initial. And it's more durable, of course. Cobalt, titanium, tungsten, diamond axe, which is very, very nice. And then there's your repair pack. This is the resource monitor we're talking about. This is the resource monitor mod. We'll get to that. It's very cool. And then this is the upgrade planner from the replacer mod. So we now have a boiler, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. And we can go up to a Mark 3 steam engine, which has its maximum output of twice as much as the start, which is very, very nice. The boilers become more efficient. So what's interesting is that efficiency essentially is new for the boiler. Now, the base boiler is only 50% efficient. But I think that he tweaked it so the ratio is still the same. So you still need 13 boilers for 10 steam engines of the Mark 1 varieties. So here it's 75% more efficient, so you don't need as many. Here it's 100% efficient, and here it's 150% efficient. So if you need just powered one in a normal 10 steam engines, you would need 13 here. You would need 6.5 here, essentially, and 3.25 here to run the same things. There's a few more solar panels. They go small solar panel, large solar panel. Okay, these are all the basics. The small is small, obviously, and the maximum output is only 270. This is your standard, but there you go. It carries a slightly bigger footprint. The large, so the small solar panel is the same size as the basic accumulator, whereas the regular one is 3x3 instead of 2x2, I think. And large is 4x4, but it has significant more output. Then we have small, medium, and large, Mark II and Mark III. Accumulator, basic, we have a fast accumulator, high capacity. So high capacity stores more joules but charges more slowly. Fast has less joules and charges more quickly. This one is your normal. Actually, they have this, oh yeah, it does have less energy capacity. And then Mark II, Mark III. Your pore burner miner and offshore pump, those stay the same. But then your electric mining drills get upgrades. You have the Mark II mining drill, Mark III, and Mark IV. All the way up to Mark V, actually, which is mining power 10, mining speed 4. So 4 times, actually 8 times as fast as your basic mining drill. And then the mining area is 5x5, which is normal. Then you come over here, and the electric large area mining drill, Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. These are, and the Mark V, actually, they are just bigger sizes. So same speeds, bigger sizes. And then there's more efficient ones, and I don't know where they are. They must be in something else. They have disappeared, but we'll get to them. Then your pump jacks. So what's cool is that this one actually increases, so the mining power, mining speed, that 0.1 per second bottoms out at a different point if you have all of these guys, so oil moves faster. Different types of compressors, so this deals with air. And then different types of pumps would deal with fluids. Then here's all our furnaces: an electrical, chemical, metal mixing, multi-purpose furnace, and multi-purpose furnace Mark II. Then a metal mixing furnace and a chemical furnace. They do different things. The oil refinery is the same. We do have a modules lab, which you're going to need to make modules. Self-explanatory there. Speed 3, or the number 3, is slightly different. And then you've got crafting double speed, 2.5, and then 3.5 times when you can get up to the Mark 6. You have upgraded chemical plants now, which craft at faster speeds, which is nice. And then a new type of facility called an electrolyzer, which deals with pulling materials out of water, as you would expect an electrolyzer to do. There's a couple of modules. So, the same 3 modules. You still have speed, effectivity, and productivity. Oh my god, and they're called effectivity again. I love you, Bob. Because they were changed to efficiency in the actual base game. But now we've got speed, effectivity, and productivity, to which we've added pollution producing module 1, pollution cleaning module 1, raw speed module 1, green module 1, and raw productivity module 1, and God module. So they do a bunch of different things. And then we have different types of beacons, which I still don't know what a beacon does. I'll have to look that up at some point. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Interesting. But this decreases pollution by 100%, speed is by 200%, energy consumption negative 150%, and productivity plus 50. So obviously it does a lot of stuff, right? These are the essential normal types of modules. Then they add these. So to create modules, you need a module case, right? You need a module contact. You need a module main board. You need basic module boards or module logic boards, depending on what you're doing. Speed circuit boards, logic boards, and processor boards. There's effectivity of the 3. Then you need 3 for the pollution screening and 3 for pollution producing modules. It's insane. The complexity. I'm so looking forward to this. So then there you can see all the alien stuff. This is all the same. They haven't changed anything with any of the science and all of that, the raw ores and fish and all that, because it's over in Bob's materials. Bob's fluids. So we can create gas bottles, empty canisters, a ferric chloride canister, heavy oil barrel, light oil barrel, liquid fuel canister, lubricant barrel, and a sulfuric acid barrel, and then bottled petroleum, bottled oxygen, bottled nitrogen, bottled hydrogen chloride, bottled hydrogen, and bottled chlorine. Yes, we will get down to the molecular level. So here's all the different materials that you can get, right? All that stuff. I'm not going to bother to read it. Just some lithium, cobalt, carbon, glass, gun cotton, petroleum jelly, polishing compound. All of these different things will be used throughout the course of the game. Solder plate, solder if you will, tungsten ore. Bob's intermediary products, so like an acid rocket warhead, for instance. Acid bullets. AP bullets. So there's bullet casings now, which means we'll probably have to do that to get bullets. Flame bullets. HE bullets. High energy, probably. Impact bullets. Poison bullets. Acid bullet projectiles. All of this stuff. What are you? Shotgun shell casing. Alright, shotgun pellets. Rocket warhead. Grinding wheels. Lithium-ion batteries, so an upgraded battery. Laser rifle battery case. Oh yeah, there's laser rifles. Very excited about that. Polishing wheel, rocket engine, more types of wire. Tin copper, insulated wire, gilded copper, solder, basic electronic, integrated electronics, CPUs, the different types of boards, so wooden boards, phenolic boards, fiberglass boards, and basic circuits and circuit boards. This is green and red circuits. No, it's not. I'm sorry. These are red circuits, the electronic circuit boards. These are green circuits. And then we have all this stuff in between. Circuit boards, superior circuit boards, multi-layered circuit boards, basic electronic circuit boards, electronic logic boards, electronic processing boards, all different types of gears. Brass, nitronol, steel, titanium, tungsten, different types of ceramic bearing balls, because we're going to need those. We're going to need the bearings that go with the bearing balls. More robot antenna arrays, more robot charging pads, more robot hatch doors. All these different basic components. I can't wait. Military has greatly expanded. Lion mines actually do stuff now. You might actually want them. Railgun darts. So yes, there's a railgun as well. Rocket launcher and flamethrower. Of course, there's your railgun, combat shotgun, normal shotgun, the laser rifle, sniper rifle, rifle, submachine gun, and pistol. You have all these different ammo magazines. You have all these different piercing rockets. You've got laser rifle batteries of different types. You've got shotgun shells of different types. You've got the grenades. You have all the modules. You still have the electric discharge defense remote, which is kind of fun. Basic modular armor. You have now titanium ceramic armor. You've got Invar cobalt steel armor. So basic armor is durability 1,000. This one is durability 8,000. This one is 12,000. And then you get 10,000 with your basic modular armor. Power armor 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is just more resources to use. But the grid is 16 by 16, I'd like to point out. Energy shield Mark II. That's not enough. We're going to go all the way up to Mark 6. Batteries Mark II. I don't think so. How about batteries Mark 6? We're going to have different unknown key entity. Laser double bot. Oh, so these are different lasers based on the different gemstones. We've got all the way up to a portal for fusion reaction Mark IV. We've got, what's this? Combat robot dispenser equipment. Right, so you can carry your own combat robots inside of your different vision. Night vision times 2, not vision, in your armor. We've got different types of walls, so reinforced concrete walls. We've got 2 different types of gates. We've got gun turrets up the wazoo, laser turrets up the wazoo, and then we have sniper turrets as well. Typical radar, typical rocket defense. We can create computers, a player port. I'm not entirely certain what that does. And then finally, these are all the different gems. So we can have the raw ore into the raw actual item pure. Then you can cut them and you can polish them. And this is Bob's Mods. Holy moly. I hope you're ready to go because I'm really excited. This episode shows you everything that's going on. I know we didn't do a lot, but look at what we're going to do through the course of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated on everything. And until next time when we start getting this thing going, cheers.